they need to and where they do. We did a lot of that before I got on an airplane this morning, so it's difficult. But one thing that's good for you that are looking and buying on gilts like this is the guesswork's taken out. They are what they are. They're not in a little baby big cute stage. You can see exactly what they are and where they are, and then go from there. I think that's a very nice pair of gilts. Again, the bigger one feeds right into February. Just me from the outside looking in, and you couldn't paint one up any better than the little gilt here that I think is awesome in terms of her skull, and then you just take it chunky from there back. So really neat different options, but again, guesswork's out. You can kind of study them for what they are and make your decisions from there.
Drop in the thin belt and the Halloween gilt. The orange one is tag 6. Honestly, just from a phenotypically standpoint, this is one of my absolute favorite gilts that we'll offer for lease or sale. She is for lease. I figured just one like that is very hard to part with in my mind. Wide awake, icon, no moss 151. I don't care if she's colored up that way. That one hits me like a ton of bricks, is the orange gilt there. And then the other one here is a 47-liter gilt. She's tag 18 is the thinner belted gilt. She's a 47-liter. She'd be a stone cold wild side, my intention wedding blues. So that sow, her first litter would have been this spring. We got some on feed for State Fair that I absolutely love. Talking with Dustin Ham yesterday, I think they got an absolute unit up there in Arkansas that's going to show there in a few months that we're proud of. I know it's a long ways out, but we've been following that pig all summer. We're going to lead off with her littermate brother tomorrow night, and then tag 5. So my two favorite barrows in our sale tomorrow are littermates to this tag 18. Both these gilts are lease only. Thin belt tag 18. Halloween colored orange gilt is tag 6.
Well, I don't know that there's much that I can add to what Cameron said here. When they're bred this way, they look this way, and they're lease only. If you're looking for a show gilt, then obviously they have as much faith behind these. And then you look at in the ring phenotypically, and you see exactly why. Wide awake obviously needs no commendation from the table here, and then stone cold. I've not seen a ton of those this time, but the ones I've seen have been very good. And one of my very favorite pigs I've seen this fall sold in this ring a month ago out of that same boar from this same firm. So neat pair of gilts there.
Drop in another pair of them. The belted gilt is tag 31. The Calico is tag 19. The Calico is another 48-liter, probably a little bit skinny and green, to be honest. One, I think, though, that it resembles the litter. She's good in her skeleton. She's a wide-awake icon, no muss 151. I think she's going to keep coming. Her litter mate is the orange gilt we just looked at. It's tag 6. We're going to sell some awesome barrows, some male pigs tomorrow night. And then the belted gilt, again, is another 47-liter. If you want to walk in the barn and look at the littermate barrows, I think you could tap into this one a little easier. They're absolutely some of my favorite pigs. There's a pig in this barn, maybe not ideal colored, we'll sell tomorrow night, that is my absolute favorite. We've sold this fall probably, and this is her littermate brother. Tag 31. Again, a gilt we're going to offer a little skinnier. I probably been dumb for offering a 47-liter gilt, but if you can get into that one, I think the bulk's going to come. I think the chub's going to come. The litter is fantastic. A young sow that I think is going to make some of our best pigs going forward.
Again, I just kind of look down at the sales sheet and see lot 1, 47.2, and then see a mate sister out here. I haven't seen 47.2 yet. but I know the crew that's putting it together and the set of pigs they've been bringing out all fall. So a chance to buy a mate sister to what they're going to lead off their second farm sale with says it all in itself. I think this is the smallest 2 gilts we've seen that feed into a later window. But again, just study your lesson there. That's an awfully good pair of gilts that are kind of different in color.
Little pause in the action as we get the next set in the ring. If you're gathering up here ringside, there's beer and water over here. I'm sure you found it. And then, again, we'll run our barrows next, and then we'll start running the consigner pigs in reverse alphabetical order. And then the schedule for tomorrow, we'll preview at 6. I'm not sure what the weather's going to do. But hopefully this tent stays up and the weather holds together. I think if you see the set of male pigs, you might brave the weather a little bit. So we're glad you're here. Thanks for coming. Drop in a Berkshire gilt here. This will be tag 4. We'd have bought this or gotten this gilt from the Madewell crew there. They bought her from Luke Litner there last fall. Man, these litter of Berkshires have been deep and consistent. We're pretty proud of the pair of males we'll offer tomorrow night out of this deal. This lot 4, I think her pedigree reads above and beyond, under the table. Imagine that back on Waterberg's sister. I was talking to Luke earlier. He got to look at some of these, and just a litter of Berks that we're certainly proud of. It's our first Berk sow. And we're certainly proud of these Berkshires, and that's tag 4. And then the other 2 in the ring, there'll be a litter mate Berkshire. I don't know what her tag. What's her tag number? What's her tag number, Howard? Be tag 22. Again, we're going to offer all the Berkshires. This is kind of Cal and Sal, my nephew. We're going to offer all the Berkshires for sale. Obviously, I think a guy would keep this tag 4. They're non-pedigreed for those tuning into the sale. They are crossbred Berkshire appearing females. We're going to offer 3 of them. And then the little belted gilt that kind of is out of breath. I'm kind of unfortunate that she is out of breath because this is one of my favorite gilts in the offering. I encourage you, if you're here, and it's sad that she's out of breath like this online, but a gilt, I encourage if you're here, go study her. I don't know if I want to offer one like this. She's a wide-awake, trick 4 hero. She looks bad in the ring, but I promise you, if you trust me, this is one of my favorite gilts in the offering. And just a side note, she has a small cyst there on her left side, and I think that's going to be no problem. I found it when we were tagging her. It looks like you could lance it. I didn't want to lance it. It looks like an easy fix. But I guess if you're here, you're lucky. You can get to calm her down and go look at her in the back. We're going to offer litter mate to her at King's. Her mom's a litter mate to the Reserve Grand Gilt at State Fair. Grandma's the hero sow. And then the other one is tag 14 here, the Berk gilt going across the ring. And as she's going across the ring, again, it's one I don't know if I'm comfortable parting with. That tag 14 has come on like a ton of bricks. We like all the Berkshires. We like the Berkshire, the sow that we got. The pigs have been outstanding. Again, thank you guys for tuning in online. Sorry if it's a little hard to look at them. We got 4 out here.
Well, again, you step down in here and get to the size that I assume the barrows will be in the sale too, and into this later June, July, whatever age they are, doesn't really matter to me, and maybe not to you, but into this size of pigs, and you just study their maturity pattern and their kind, and that belted gilt's starting to just finally set in. And again, you put pigs out in the setting of this, you study the shape to just her arm and the hair to the backside of her forearm and the backside of her leg, the shape and the size of her hock and her rear foot, and that is an awfully good OYE gilt that still is real trendy and neat up front. If you got a March County show, whatever you've got, I think later shows that one's really good. These Burke cross deals, I said it last weekend when a few came through the ring at the Alliance, between Cameron and Troy, Luke and Russell, and there's plenty of other ones that do the same, but man, they do a good job making crossbred that breed pigs like this. And this litter, these and particularly that lot 4 that came out first, man, they're good. Like they look like Burks, but obviously they've got the quality of the pedigree that they have in. I think from a classification standpoint, if you want to make a sow to go on and do something like that and just tap in, Cameron's giving you a chance to tie into a lot of really neat stuff that a lot of guys have a hand in putting together. So study your lesson there, figure out which one you like, and get into it and get after it and jump in the pool with them, because those could certainly do it. So really neat set of gilts, I think, that are all 4 out here in the ring that have a very high value. You want to sell them right now?
Choice them. Drop in 2 of my absolute favorites we're going to offer would be this Speed tag 2. She'd be a blue gilt. Her pedigree would read cold-blooded, savage, karma. We'd have bought this sow from Kurt Morgan as a bred. She herself is a litter mate to the reserve light cross barrowed OYE in 23. I think KJ or Bryson were behind that one. I think an awesome pig. We like the sow. Cold-blooded, unfortunately, has succumbed to his injuries up there at Laird's. We were talking to them last weekend. A boar, I went up to the Midwest, and I started asking about a lot of pigs, and they were cold-blooded, the mock boar at Laird's. We like the blue gilt. One I would never part with, and maybe I'm dumb for doing it, with the blue division being added at San Antonio. I love this one's head shape, her chest and arm, and just her bulkiness still being square. And then the lot 10 is the belted gilt here. Her pedigree would read, this will be a lease only, by the way, on the belted gilt. Her pedigree would read Stone Cold 2020. Her mom's a litter mate to the Mama Wild Ride. One of my favorite gilts in the offering is 35-4, tag 10 belted gilt. Again, Stone Cold 2020.
Tad's getting down and getting serious when we get into this pen, and you can see why when you look at what's out there. And again, just listen to the pedigree of Stone Cold that's worked so good here just in his first crop. And again, I said that earlier, I haven't seen a ton of these, but the ones I've seen have looked a lot like what you're seeing out in the ring. I mean, built for the big ring late down the road from a firm that's backed by the genetics that continues to add more banners every year, and are definitely on their way up from that. That's a pair of gilts in the ring. Blue one or belted one, you take your pick of what you like and how you like to feed, but I think that's an extremely high quality pair of gilts that could be show gilts and continue on from there.
Drop in. Tag 32 would be the wider belted gilt, and tag 12 is the thinner belted gilt, wider belted on her left side. This tag 12, to be honest, has been a little loose the last 3 or 4 days and kind of skinnied up. Her pedigree would read Out for Blood, Picture perfect, rightfully so. Next, never before. We're going to sell this gilt. We sold her litter mate that fetched $22,000 there to the Sly crew at the established. Daniel tapped in and just tied into that gilt. And this gilt's very similar if you study her. I think another one that ties high about her neck. Maybe not as bulky and just ready as the one we sold her litter mate last weekend. But I think if you study that one's hind leg and just look up front, she's as wild and exotic as anything will offer. Again, just a little bit skinnier. Take that for what you will. I'm being honest. She's been a little loose if you're here ringside, but a gilt that's just absolutely incredibly whacked out up front. Gilt we bought from the 650 crew the Madewell family showed last fall. The gilts in that litter were absolutely incredible. And then this tag 32. We're going to offer one of the 35 litters, a Stone Cold 2020. This is her. We've never really sold any gilts out of the sow we call Black Betty. We dang sure hadn't sold any out of her litter mate sister, so maybe this is the only one we'll ever offer out of those two sows. Again, mom's litter mate to Wild Ride. This tag 32, I think, does the right things. We'll see what her hind leg wants to do as she continues to get on feed. But that taps in directly into some of our better stuff. We're going to offer this gilt, tag 32, as the wider belt, thinner belted gilt. Wider belt on our left side is tag 12.
Again, I just blindly looking at them for the first time and listening to Cameron. Anything that ties back to Wild Ride from a feature and structure standpoint, from a sow deal, just it generates thoughts in my mind of what they may could do in this more traditional belted one over here on this side of the ring. When you talk about the other gilt, the tag 12 gilt, she's as beautiful and as elegant as in her neck attachment and her jawline, but then still does it really stout in my mind. And then you read her from there back. She's got a big hind leg. Her tail's up where it's supposed to, still with the right slope to her hip. I mean, that's a pair of gilts. I think that probably for me, just in my mind, have different purposes, but both do those purposes extremely well. Two gilts that it's interesting to see that they're being offered tonight, but as these guys know, we all got feed bills and shavings bills and medicine bills to pay. You've got to do that sometimes. So an awfully good pair of gilts here that are out in the ring now.
We'll drop in our last pin of gilts, and maybe these red gilts, for whatever reason, are just a little bit more wild, just if you will. The one Aubrey's on there, closest to the camera, is tag 11. I would have bought this sow from True. This is another one of my nephew's sows. He's going to raise some Durocs and Berks, so we're gonna raise Callan some Durocs and Berks, and we're going to continue to focus on crosses, spots, solid whites. I like these Durocs from True. We've been tapping into them. Buckskimper family showed one last fall we liked at Fort Worth that quite didn't meet our expectations, but I got a pig over here I bought from them this time that is absolutely the best Duroc I've seen this fall. We trust those guys and their red program. These things have all been good. We're going to sell a mate brother I like a great deal. Again, that's tag 11 on the left, the girl in the green's driving. Hallie in the whites on tag 17, and the one by herself here is tag 27. All pretty similar if you study them. I think their feet and legs are right. I think they're tall-shouldered, loose-built animals that got some bulk and chunk. We're going to offer all three of these red gilts tonight.
Well, I'm not going to pretend to know anything about Durocs and Duroc gilts or sows, but I have heard Cameron talk about this boar peg from True, and I know that just the True Genetics crew in this particular breed has been very successful and have put a lot of passion into it. You look into the ring and you see fundamental, round body, chunky, sound, good rear-legged red ones. I won't take it any further than that from a descriptive. If you're looking for Duroc gilts tonight, these all three have a good body shape and a very good hind leg, and that goes a long way in my mind, the little bit I've paid attention to this breed over the years.
Again, tag 11 here on the green will be the one on camera currently. The one Hallie's on will be tag 17 there, running closer to the camera. And then this one is tag 27. Tag 27. Oh, pedigree. They're born this ways. Jumpman statement day. Sorry. not too familiar with my red pedigrees. We're going to run our male pigs next, and then we're going to run the consigner pigs. We'll start just a kind of random order here. We're going to offer 41 male pigs. If you're here, there's a few pigs that aren't tagged in the barn that we didn't think were quite maybe just ready enough or good enough. So I apologize. They're in here. Every chip pen out here has pigs in it. Just don't want to mess with them fighting. So we left 2 or 3 of those back there. But again, if they're tagged, they're in the sale. There's one white pig in the barn. He's lot 8. He's on the far north or southwest pen as you walk in the walk-in door in the chip barn. We're going to start with some blues. Tag 68 is closest to me. Hallie's on him, and then little guys tag 37. Tag 37 would be an all-out war wham next intention. If you've been following us this fall, we've sold some white flag wham next intentions. There were 4 litter mate white gilts. We bred 1 to all-out war to try to get a mixed bag, and that's what we got. We got a pair of white ones, some blue ones, belt. They're all good pigs, I think. Just sows that are absolutely doing an incredible job. OYE Austin, I think, blue division, tag 37. I like this pig. He's stout, chunky, wide, short-backed, got a neat look. And then this tag 68 would be a 42-litter, cold-blooded Karma Savage back on the Morgan sow. That was a litter mate to the Reserve Light Cross at OYE.
I'll say a month back, just still sitting back and going to the Cameron and Tad's first farm sale. That was one of the deepest set of pigs I've seen this fall, and so I'm excited to see all of these for the very first time. They start really high on a high note in the blue division. I think the blues are going to be the toughest breed come February and March. They just keep coming out every weekend and looking incredibly good, and there's tons of them, it seems like. So if you're coming to the blue show in February or March, you better come with your guns loaded, and I think you got a chance here. 2 of them that are different in size for me on the outside looking in. I think both probably feed to March real easy. The bigger one maybe you could get on into February, but I think different in type and kind. This little hairier one closest to me with less blue on him, that's a dense hind leg and a really neat skull and ear set. A very, very neat pig in my mind.
Drop in the next pair in this particular pen, and the blue mass barrow, I think, is the blue mass barrow would be a Trippy back on Fergie, which is the wedding blue sow, which is 8 seconds grandma. He'd be tag 12. I think a sow that, honestly, she's 7 years old. She had a class one. She had a third place blue one for Marley Stone, Cross Coleman's blue one at Austin. And she would have had Reese Sagabell's Grand there at Gillespie County that unfortunately didn't eat for 4 days before Santone, ended up 4th. I thought that was a pig that was an easy class winner. She's been cranking them out for a long time now, and this pig looks like an absolute hammer of a feeding blue one. I don't think he's wild anywhere, but he's extremely good everywhere. And then the white pig would be another, he'd be tag 8. He's no tag. We tagged him backwards. So we cut it out again, just like we did last sale, I think, on one of them other white ones, same pin. I don't know, it was weird. But he'd be tag 8. He'd be an all-out war, wham, next intention. I think, again, we bred those sows to white flag. We bred this sow to all-out war. Got a little different deal. I think this pig's a little chubbier rib than some of the white flags we sold. I think his skull reads are right. His body shape's correct. He's stout from every angle. We like these 51 liter all-out war wham next intentions. Tag 8, tag 12's the blue one, tag 8's the white one.
Again, I don't know what else Cameron wants me to say about the blue deal than I already have. He called this one blue mask. I call him traditional blue. Regardless, that's again a very solid, big backed, round bodied, just feet and legs go the right direction with an awesome head and ear set. Everything up high looks good. Like I said, I'm going to say it again. The blue division is going to be extremely fun to watch from ringside and to be a part of when you get into the spring. The white one's the same. Again, a little different pedigree here. And when you get a solid white one out of a belted board that's that stout, it could get fun when you get down the road. Kind of like Cameron said, just boxy ribbed and just looks like one that'll feed very, very easy. He had a no tag in the last sale. We're proud to have gotten bought in our crew and have on feed. And this one reminds me of a lot of pieces of that same one. Good pair here in the White Cross division and the Yorkshire division.
Drop in a pair of them. The belted pig will be lot one. He'll be his pedigree would read Stone Cold, Wild Side, My Intention, Wedding Blues. Pig we've liked from the time he was in the nursery to now. I have even more faith after seeing the barrow Dustin Ham has on feed. We got a couple in our crew that'll go to Dallas out of this sow. Absolutely, I think just an incredible pig. We'll preview his brother here in a bit. That it is maybe my favorite one we've made yet. This one resembles him a great deal. Again, Stone Cold, Wild Side, My Intention, Wedding Blues. That'll be our leadoff there tomorrow night in the belted pig. And then the black one, I think, is very reminiscent of some of these black ones we've been showing that have gotten along at San Antonio. He'd be tag 15. That may be the biggest legged pig in the barn outside of lot 5. And just an absolute exotic look. He'd be a Stone Cold, tricked out, 2020. Again, a full sib to the reserve dark at San Antonio on this pig, and they're 43 litters. Pig that absolutely is whacked out, regardless of color in my mind. Huge-legged, freaky looking. Again, I don't really get into color too much. I wish some of these guys judging our shows didn't care as much as I did, and we'd have probably just gotten along a little bit better with some of these black pigs we've been showing. I'm going to keep showing them. I like these black pigs. We're going to offer a lot of good ones tomorrow night.
Good pair of pigs. And obviously when you read tag one and lot one and you've got to focus in and set, something that is just kind of occurring to me sitting here is Hampshire classifying ones that have not just been on every street corner this time. And when you sit down and you just think about a division that you want to set in and go and get in the first round and try to get through, that's a pig that certainly ought to come to your mind if you're wanting to show in March and be serious about trying to win the Hampshires. That's a very, very neat pig. Again, the solid black deal, regardless of color, that pig, like Cameron said, you just study him from the side, his chest up front, his look and build, and just the way his neck attaches. He looks like the Stone Colds that have been in this ring from these guys. Neat pig there.
I'm going to chime in on this deal, on this lot one. These pigs were about 5 days old, and I was on the phone, and my wife will testify to this. I said, you're going to remember 47-2 and you're going to remember 48-2 at the time. And he was, when Scott and I ferreted these pigs right in there, and that's one of those pigs you wipe off and you just wowed by them. And I've done that a few times throughout my lifetime raising pigs, and the end result was pretty good. But I have high expectations for this one from the time I wiped him off.
Yeah, I wish Tad would have said that when I was born. Good words. I think it's gotten worse the older I've gotten too. So, anyways, thanks, Dad, for the comments. We like the 47 litter. We like the 47 litter pigs. Drop in the next pair out of that pin, and lot 2 will be the belted pig. Again, we looked at some 27-litter gilts, the black-headed gilt that's going to kick off our online sale tonight. And then we got some pigs set back for kings that I think are absolute hammers. a 27 litter, Stone Cold, Trick 4 Hero. I think just an awesome feed and belted pig. If you studied the Hampshire ring, I think I made this comment, and I may eat my words this spring, but the Hampshire ring at our shows have been traditionally horrible the last couple of years for whatever reason. I mean, we've had some win too. I understand that, and other people have. But compared to the dark cross division, the Hampshires have been weak. I'm expecting. I've seen a lot of good belted pigs this fall, but I think if you hadn't studied into that, you can take a good built belted pig and get along extremely well at our shows. I think we have that in lot 2. He's elevated, good looking, he's square built. We'll offer some pigs at King's next weekend that I absolutely love that are litter mates to him, and one at the Syndicate there in San Antonio. And then the black one is tagged. Be tagged 69. He'd be a Stone Cold 2020. Again, tag 2 and 69.
Well, again, obviously Cameron and Tad just tied into the Stone Cold deal, and it looks like it's paid off and going to continue to because it just seems like it's meshed really well with the sow base they have here. Because when you get ones like both of these out here, but particularly the belted one, that's that stout that you can feed him just as slow and as easy as you want to, but still with enough immaturity and grow that you can ask him to grow. His body shape's right, his maturity up front's right. To me, I just look at that pig and continue to think like you can do whatever you want to with him from a feeding standpoint and whatever type of facility you have. That's just the kind of pig that you can go in and kind of take down and just show him when he's ready in February and March. So I think that's a neat pig, obviously a good pedigree. Obviously, if you got him second in the sale order for a reason. Not to take away from the black one, we could talk about black ones again. Cameron's passionate about them, and there's lots of good ones that come out, and this is another one of them.
Yeah, we got the Calico pig. Will be lot 33. He'd be a woke, heavy hitter, hero. Again, I think a pig, probably straight San Antonio in my mind. I'll let you guys be the judge in this set. We got some big ones, some small ones. You feed them where they need to go. I think we're kind of in that time of year where they can go either way, which is an awesome time of year. I think a lot of great pigs are bought this time of year because they have that flexibility. And then tag 64 is the little belted one. I said we got a mixed bag with All Out War. I don't know if that's not the best pig in the entire litter. He's just belted out of a white sow, so maybe I just had it in my mind that I was going to shove him down in the order. Maybe I shouldn't have. That pig out here looks pretty outstanding. All Out War, Wham, Next Intention, Calico, Woke, Heavy Hitter, Hero, tag 33, Belted Pigs, tag 64.
Again, obviously, complete different parts of their maturity and life and size. And like Cameron said, this is the time of the year. I don't know how many pigs I have on my pig farm, but that we tried to put just for us, and this isn't our sale, but as many in this age group as we possibly could. Because like I said in the last deal, you can do what you want to with them. They can be San Antonians, they can be Houstons. They'll tell you, and so it's a great time to get in and get on them. And you've got two here that are different in size. And again, I still think for me, they both fit that window. It's easy to say this one's a San Antonio and that one's a Houston, but we're in August and they're pigs that are ready to sell. I think they're both, you could fit how you want to, depending on how you like to feed them and what you want to do with them. So neat pigs. I was kind of thinking the same thing on the belted one. That tag 64 going to get down in there, but he comes out for me blindly looking at him. That's a really neat little wide belted show pig in my mind.
Drop in. Maybe I've been talking about this pig a little bit. It'd be lot 5, would be the solid black pig. Be a Stone Cold, wild side. My Intention Wedding Blues pig that when he's cocked off on the whip, his head shape and ears just makes me, tingle, I guess, a little bit, give me some shivers, because I want every pig's head shape, ears, and fuzz to look like this one's. His legs are big, his back's short, his hind leg is ideal. It's huge. We like this black pig a lot. My favorite pig we're going to offer tomorrow night is tag 5. It'd be a Stone Cold Wild Side My Intention Wedding Blues. And then the other one is tag 70. He's a 48 litter. He'd be a wide awake icon, no moss 151.
Again, different strokes for different folks and different kinds, and Cameron might make me passionate about black ones before the night's over if he's got many more that look like this one, because that is a dense, hairy, moderate, attractive, the right length of body, the right size. That's a very nice little show pig there. I would tune in regardless of color. Again, genetically match him up with the rest of them. Neat pig. And that's not to take away from the off-belted one that's out of here. He's in a little different stage of his life from the black one that's out. Again, I think he fits that, what we were just talking about, of San Antonio, Houston, make your mind up, do what you want to, and feed him to there. But, again, he got paired here with one of my favorite ones that's come through the ring, and this little black one. That one's burly and hairy. Neat pig.
We drop in another black and belt, and the black pig is tag 36. The belt here will be tag 39. The belted pig is a litter mate to lot 1s and 5. He'd be the black pig we just saw. He's a little bigger eared, to be honest, and he was always a little skinny. I would say he doesn't look that skinny out here. He's come on a bunch in the last week and a half. Pig, I think, is going to feed awesome. Again, Stone Cold boar. A Wild Side My Intention sow. And then tag 36 is the black one. He'd be a 43 litter. Again, a mate to 15. We'll look at another belted pig in a minute I like a great deal. Stone Cold tricked out 2020. Back on a full sib to the reserve dark at San Antonio there in 23.
Well, we can add another predominantly black one to the list. It's of quality, and I don't know how many you can offer, and continue to come down and make them look as good as that one. This belted one is interesting to me because we're in a time where every pig needs to be broke perfect and clipped perfect and all that, and that's fine, and I think there's a lot of value in that and benefit from the seller and the buyer both. But when you get one out here that, like Cameron said, he's a little heavier eared, any pig I've ever had with ears like that, it's because their bones are big, and when they get big, their bones are real big, and their ear fits right in their body. If you just study that one back in the back and put him up in the pen where he's comfortable, that's an awesome hind leg. That's a stout skull and a big arm. I think that's a very, very good pig. You get him out here, and when he does cooperate, man, you can really appreciate that one. I like that pig quite a bit.
Drop in another pair of them. I think we got another blue pig coming maybe here in a second. Anyways, we'll talk about this lot 4. Again, this was my favorite pig out of this all-out war deal. I encourage you to study this pig in the back, put him on the pipe, let him chew on a stick. I like this pig. He's my favorite blue one we're going to offer. All-out war, wham, next intention, elevated, neat-looking, awesome hind leg. I think one that's just a little greener on the way up. I don't think you're going to have a problem with bulk and chunk out of all-out war, in my opinion. And then the other one we drop in, the little guy, would be his littermate brother. He'd be tagged 32. Kind of littermates, but opposites in terms of how they're built and type and kind. Looks like one that you just take slow. He's short-backed, he's fuzzy-eared, he's fuzzy-legged, much like some of the other litter mates in this particular deal. Tag 4, tag 32, blues.
Well, when this tag 4 came through, I just didn't look down at the sheet and assumed he was probably a white flag wham because he fits that pattern, and those pigs have been so good. But still, out of All Out War, again, I've only fed one of those personally, but he fed great, and he had the big pieces, and it ended up working out for him down the road. When Tad gets that one just propped up and on the stick, again, you can appreciate the neatness up front, the moderation in his body, and I've said it, and I'll keep saying it, the blue division is going to be fun to watch and fun to participate in, and that's another one that just size-wise, make your own judgment calls of where he fits. I think that's a really nice pig. The little one, to me, I mean, if I'm taking him home, he's going to be a March showing one, like Cameron said. Slow, easy feeding one. Take him all the way into Houston, Austin. Again, we got blue divisions and most of the opportunities there in the spring now. So these things should have as much value and as much attention as anything. Very fun pair of blue pigs there out in the ring. And away. And how far is Oklahoma from here? A couple hours?
Drop in the next group. We'll drop in a red barrow here. Again, she only had one red pig. I think he was blessed with all the good in this litter. We've seen a lot of red ones this fall. We weren't sure what we were going to get. This tag 6 is what we wanted to get. I think an awesome pig in terms of his elevation look. His chest and front knee are ideal. And in my opinion, for a Duroc, his hind leg is absolutely bulletproof. Looks like one you can dump the feet on and take to San Antonio and just get along extremely well. Again, his pedigree would read Born This Way, Jumpman, Statement Day, bought the sow from True. When I saw her, this is what I envisioned her making. We only had one male pig, but again, I think this pig got all the good there. Incredible pig in lot 6. And then the other one there is lot 30. He'd be a almost solid white pig. I know he looks solid white sitting ringside on the screen. I think he'll stay solid white. And a pig I like a great deal. All Out War, Wham Next Intention. He's got a couple blue hairs, little blue pin dots, about 6 or 8 of them on his hip. I don't think it'll be a problem managing him. Keep him inside. This pig in this particular litter may be the most valuable to me just in terms of his look, length of body, and his color. On this lot 30, we just kind of tagged him this time, but this pig, in my mind, resembles a first rounder. I like that lot 30 a great deal.
I think this is again that pair, and we talk about that time where you've got two different endpoints, and the red one that just blindly I would say is a San Antonio. I may be wrong. I don't feed very many of those, but it's what he looks like to me. And then the little mostly white one, like Cameron said, that feeds right into March. And I think again it's August. It's early enough. That kind you can feed him easy, slow, take him right where you want to. That's a division that is winnable sometimes, and it can get real difficult sometimes. And these are the pigs that make it that way because he's dense, he's hairy, he looks like a white crossbred. He come out close enough to the right color to probably make it work in the Yorkshire division. Again, Houston, Austin, OYE, March, anything else. That's a really, really neat white pig.
Drop in here. Drop in this belted pig. He's a 48 litter. He's tag 9. Maybe my favorite pig in this particular litter. He's a wide awake icon, No Moss 151. When that one comes at you, I think he means business. For a wide awake, he's got true muscle and he's short backed, and those kinds out of wide awake that are good on their feet, good on their pasterns like this, that short bodied and packing that much punch are the ones that we've gotten to feed in our crew. Schillings Barrett, Houston, resembled this one from the Trogdon firm that we fed on that was champion heavy. When you get them like this, those wide awakes are tough to turn. We'll drop in another one. It's tag 67. He'd be a cold-blooded, back on the blue sow from Kurt Morgan, cold-blooded Karma Savage. Again, her mom was a litter mate to the reserve light at OYE.
Well, that first painted one comes out, and again, wide awake, and you hear that, you've got to pay attention because, he continues to win, and that one's skull shape and just his upper blade and chest and back and upper body shape. That's the first look that I got, and that's the first look they're going to get when they come out in the ring this spring. That's going to get you put back and put to the scales and then put back again, and then you're set there in the top 5 in the sell spot and see what happens. That's a neat pig, colored great. The Belford one that comes out, again, I think size-wise is one of those that you want to call a tweener and just let him determine where he goes. Neat looking and maturity, still got plenty of punch. Feed him where you want to, just let him kind of determine his outcome.
Drop in a solo pig. Again, another 43 litter, little skinnier one. Is Stone Cold, tricked out, 2020. We have several of these black pigs in the back. We had more than this, to be honest. We culled them out. We sold the best ones tomorrow night. It's tagged 43, a little skinnier. Again, we have a couple, just a little deal rolling through here, just on a few pigs. And it's nothing serious, but just a little loose. A couple, 2 or 3 of them here or there, not widespread or nothing. But he's one of those ones that's a little loose right now, just like the Lot 12 gilt, and this looks a little skinnier. But this pig was not skinny 2 or 3 days ago. It's tag 44.
Just add him to the black pig list. That's good.
Drop in the blowed up eared spot here. It's tag 65. He'd be a titan on the Platte sow. That's been so good to us and really started our run in the spot ring. We've been blessed to hang 3 banners at Texas Majors in the last 3 years with these spots. And just to tell you all a backstory, the bigger one there is tag 45. They're litter mates, so Titan Loudmouth on the original Platte sow we bought at Duncan. I know sitting ringside, these things, maybe their front knee's not right or whatever. I can get into all that you want. That's going to fix as they go. They always start like this here. I'll tell you one story a couple falls ago about a guy by the name of Derek Moore bought a pig out of here for $1,100. And maybe a pig that wasn't perfect when he sold. The best ones never are here. But they all have look and muscle and just short about their length of body and look different when they're big. So you can say what you will about the way maybe their front knees look, their hind legs work. I understand it. I'm willing to take a chance on these pigs. They feed out of here every time. That $1,100 spot was champion spot at San Antonio in 24. And Brandon Ogle told me he was the best purebred bear he's ever seen. I'm not going to argue with him. We like the spots here. They feed tremendously well. Again, tag 45 is the bigger one, and 65 is the kind of smashed-eared one.
Well, again, off breeds and minor breeds, and Cameron and Tad, and just have a handful of these. But like you said, 3 banners in the last 2-3 years. In this particular division, and when you can do that, then just you can set in and have confidence in the sows behind them. And I think these 2 out here again fit that window of decide where they want to go. One looks a little bigger to February. One looks like you could probably do whatever you wanted to with him. And again, this is a breed that I have no business even commenting on the phenotypes of the pigs. But when the banners hang behind the firm that's putting them out there to you, study them, decide which one you like, and if that's what you're looking for, then jump right in because. Again, spotted ones from a place that wins, that are in the right time, the right size, and the right shape.
Drop in another one here that, again, I know we talked about a gilt that may have been a little conflicted on her pin situation. This tag 72 is an OG, speak up, loudmouth. His mom's a full sib to the champion at San Antonio. I understand this pig needs to chill. I'm not a dummy. and just kind of conflicted by his pen situation. I wasn't willing to get another blowed up eared spot, so I let him be. He's a little too juicy, I understand. I think if you chill him out, though, everything is going to come together. I didn't want to pull him out. I want to offer him a little different thing. I tapped in and bred some to OG this time. Didn't get a whole lot. We sold pick of our spot male pigs there on our Texas Pork Producers deal. It seemed to work pretty good. We didn't get a whole lot of great colored ones, but I think pigs that are exotic in their look and just extremely short-bodied and dense. Take this pig slow, if you will. Drop in a pig in here, a pair of Berkshires, and the tag 10 is one of my favorites in the sale. He'd be kind of the louder marked Berkshire here. We're going to offer those gilts online. We got 2 male pigs here. The louder marked one is tag 10. Above and beyond, under the table, imagine that, back on Waterberg's sister. The bigger, bulkier one is tag 42. I think just a sow that I think is going to be tremendous for us. I know Luke's Berks were hard to beat there for a long time, and still the ones I saw last weekend, absolutely going to be back on top. But we tapped right into his stuff again. Tag 10, tag 42, Berkshire appearing crossbred males.
Only again, the same thing I said at the gilts. You can give credit where credit's due, and there's a lot of hands that go into making this particular litter that you're getting to look at tonight in Shallow Water, Texas. I still go back when this tag 10 came through and think of his littermate sister that's selling right now. At that point, she was at $525, and if she still is, then I'm going to go ahead and start my process of buying another Berkshire sow because. When you see this brother come out, I mean, he looks just like her and is good for the exact same reasons. Not to take away from anything from the bigger brother, I think that's a good pig. This tag 10 looks, this has been a breed that I've kind of been paying attention to. This is one of my favorite ones I've seen this fall. So, yeah, good pig.
Drop in another pair of them, and the belted pig is tag 38. Again, a pig that hits the ring and I think commands your attention sitting ringside. He's bred absolutely tremendously for what's been working here. He's a stone cold, tricked out 2020 pig, I think. Probably first round quality, sitting in the second round. Again, I just kind of tagged him this time. Take it for what you will. This tag 38, absolutely one of my favorites selling. And then the black one here, another black one is tag 40, be a litter mate. Stone cold, tricked out, 2020.
The same thing that we continue to see from the last sale and from this one, it seems like there's even more in this stone cold belted one. That build from the side with that broadness is always a good combination. I'll just leave it as simply as that. And again, I think the perfect size. I keep saying I don't know how many more black ones Cameron can run out here that look just so symmetrical. They're good looking. They're good maturity pattern. They're good built. They're stout. They feed, I think, size-wise into wherever you want to for as far as our main targets through the spring. You could get back there. If you want a black pig and you can't find one you like tonight, then you're not going to find one because there's lots of very nice options in my opinion.
Dropping another pair of them. 33-liter male is tag 34. The kind of chromy is tag 13. Tag 13 would be a show pony back on 8 seconds, litter mate sister. One of my favorite pigs we're going to offer just from a show barrow standpoint is that tag 13. Square built, neat looking. got the fuzz. I think a neat pig that looks just absolutely. We sell a lot of pigs these days, and we're maybe guilty of it too, that just look tremendous, and maybe they don't meet your expectations as a buyer. I'll tell you, this 13 looks like one that's going to feed. 34 looks like one that's going to feed. Tag 34 is a Rizzler back on 8 seconds, littermate sister. I think this pig's legs have tripled in size in the last just week and a half. He continues to get bigger legged. Again, Rizzler, littermate to Stone Cold, standing at IDK. I don't know if I could draw up a hind leg any better than tag 34's. It's deadly. It's perfect. It's square. His legs are continuing to grow. Those pigs were skinny early. I think they're coming on. I think 2 pigs, 13 and 34, that if I trust one to feed, these would be the 2.
I think that 34, just as you study him, and Cameron makes the comment that he just keeps getting stouter, and it's kind of the same deal. That's a good size to evaluate him, and just from somebody that flew out of Montgomery this morning that moved more pigs out of the nursery and more pigs into chips and around, man, they changed so much, and you can see that one's going to continue to get stouter in my mind because his toe spread's big, his back foot's very large, and everything fits like it's supposed to. We probably don't focus on that nearly enough in the day of hair and all that, but to study that pig's feet, they're large. So normally that's when their ankles are big, their feet are big, that's an indicator they're going to continue to get stouter and stouter. I thought the same thing Cameron said about this other one. I can't remember his tag number in the ring. He just looks like a pig that's going to feed to me. His maturity pattern's perfect. Still, he's bloomy enough you can evaluate him, but he's on his way up. Again, hairy-legged, everything fits. And not to say the same thing I did about the other one, but watch both of this pair just come and go. The squareness of their knee, their front foot, and their hock, that's a really neat pair of show bearers in my mind.
Drop in tag 71's the bigger, wider belted pig. Tag 43 is the one directly, the kind of thinner belted, half belted one, whatever he is, if you will, in the green shirt. Is driving, Aubrey's on. He's a 32 litter. He'd be another mate to the last one we just saw, tag 13. Again, show pony, the Borat foots, that's tricked out son, back on 8 seconds, litter mate sister. Show pony, buckle up. And then 71, he'd be a pack and heat backdrop, one of our older backdrop sows that's done a great job here. Again, tag 30, what's he? What tag? Tag 43 and 71.
Again, different kinds, different types, different pedigrees, and still, I think, similar endpoints when you study both of these. Again, we talk about, we're in the last week of August, just right before September, and these are the perfect size that you can take and do what you'd like to with. One, I think, on the far side there, just a little chunkier, easy feeding, easy look, easy keeping kind that you can just kind of slow roll, keep lean, and keep rolling. Neat looking immature one here closest to me. If you like to just push and feed and put the chub and the body into him, that's a really neat fronted, neat headed pig that's good on his front feet, getting his shape up high, and I just love his maturity pattern.
I'll drop in the thin belt one is tag 14. The wider belt is lot 3. The wider belted pig would be a wide awake icon, no moss 151. And you heard my dad comment earlier, 47-2 and 48-2. This pig, again, he had the little whatever we had go through. He's good and rolled now, and that thing's blowed back up and juicy. He'd look even stouter and just gnarlier if he hadn't been loose for a few days. This pig's heavy legged. He's loose in his skeleton. If you've been studying the wide awake deal or feeding any of those pigs, he looks like an extremely awesome feeding wide awake. bendy loose hind leg, bendy legs, and for a wide awake, I guess, since I'm on the subject of what they're supposed to look like or what they feed like, we fed a lot of them. I've seen a lot of them. This is a neat looking one in my mind up front and ahead of his blade. We really like this lot 3. And then 14 is his litter mate brother. Maybe just a little bit harsher right there in the center part of his body today. Again, I encourage you guys, these pigs change a lot when you get them at home and get them on feed. Maybe he does need just a nickel bit of a feed change. But that pig's short-bodied for a wide awake, sharp-looking up front. Lot 3, wider belt, thinner belted one is lot 14.
Well, again, just there's not much you can add to when one comes like lot 3 out in the ring. You just got to pay attention and then just sit back and study and keep his kind, and then you read his pedigree and you know just genetically he's got a chance. That pig's an awesome length of body. There's not a tight joint in his body on either end at either part, top to bottom. When they come like that in a skeleton build with that kind of chunk and chub and then still that kind of spread, you just got to pay attention and decide how serious you want to get on him. That's a really nice pig. This other one's not wanting to cooperate quite as good, but again, that neat of a neck with a huge chest and blade and front leg as you watch him come to you, that's again the first impression people are going to get when they judge him, and that's always a good start when you can get that kind of a first impression.
Drop in. Tag 35 is kind of the half moon belted pig. He'd be another 48 litter. Just a quick note, I think it's fine. I think this pig hit his right eye on the water in the nursery. I don't know if he's completely blind in his right eye, but I think he drives relatively well. We've shown a few of these pigs like this. He maybe got an eyesight and a half, but we liked him enough to stick him in here. We like the 48s. His litter mate to lot 3 we just looked at. Again, big legs, bendy loose, short length of body. And the little guy we drop in is tag 63. His pedigree would be a lone entry from the 44 litter. Maybe of anything in the offering, front 2/3 of this tag 63. Absolute hammer in terms of his skull and just arm and just length of body. He would be a hard ball, quite frankly, JoJo Kingpin. We'd have bought the grandma from Hilty there a few years back. Maybe just a little bit weirder there in his rear third. I think if all that comes together of anything in the offering to take if you just want to take a chance on one that's unique, I think that tag 63 offers some of those things.
Yeah, you could talk about that little one. Just he's one of the smallest ones that's come through, and obviously in the greenest stage as far as just feet and legs and just pattern and comfort. So study a little of the nursery that's maybe still with him. But again, that one's hairy and got an awesome head shape up front. The one-eyed Jack there that Cameron talks about that's on the stick, I mean, he's that broke already. I think things will be fine just from a buyer's perspective. If I'm sitting here, he's got the same similarities just as far as looseness and heaviness of skeleton as his brother that was just out here. I think pattern-wise that one fits right with him. Again, that is one awesome show barrow head and blade and ear, front foot that's loose, and a hock shape that's right. That's a nice pig, one or two-eyed either way.
Well, we drop in tag 41 and tag 11, and maybe of anything back there, these things are a little bit older. I still think, as we've been talking about, maybe some tweeners. I think just pigs that are packed full of it. Maybe that sits true to their sire. His name is Packin' Heat from S&K there at Laird's. This tag 11, I think, is just a little bit different than anything in the offering there that's using the restroom going across the ring. Packin' Heat, icon, No Moss 151. Talked about it earlier. The mother of Lot 3 and all the 48 litters, they're litter mate sisters to the mother of these 25s. We're going to offer 2 of them that maybe just, I think if they're slow rolled and just skinnied up just enough, they offer as much density and bone and skeleton and skull as anything we're going to offer. Tag 11, far side. Tag 41, near side, crooktail.
Well, these 25s, again, are mates. Their mother's a mate, it sounds like, to the 48s, and that's one of just, seeing the pigs and comparing them litter by litter. Those 48s are some of my favorite ones that have come through, and then when you see that there's mate sows here that generate, and these have that same type of body shape. Obviously, a Stauffer boar on top. I mean, what else could you ask for in 2025 than to have something sired by a boar from Stauffers? Neat pigs, again, the size and shape and kind that are very, very versatile, whether you want to show them in February or March, either one.
Drop the last two, or maybe we got one more. The little guy there going across the center of the ring, he'd be a Trippy wide awake 2020. It's a 45 litter. We got some kind of slated for later sales, maybe perfect timing, etc. Again, grandma's Wild Ride's mom, pigs that are stout mug, dense. We got a few set back for the live sales. That's tag 7 is the little guy there. And then the bigger pig we wanted to offer, he's about a June 10th. That pig is a 26 liter male pig. He'd be tagged 66. We sold one at Litner's last weekend. That's a mate. He's a For the Glory wide awake 2020. Take him for what he is here sitting in the ring. His mother is our absolute best gilt from last summer. I got offered a lot of money for her. I think this pig, he's going to continue to stouten and feed. I know I just wanted a side note there because I love his mom so much. Take him for what he will, but I think he's still a neat looking one. I think bone should come later on this pig, or at least maybe I'm holding on to hope that it does, because if it does, this pig's just neat built, tall shouldered, good looking, just square as anything in the offering. And I think a definite San Antonio option for you guys still searching.
No, I think that bigger one definitely. There's always, to me, a lot more sort on bone on little pigs than big pigs, and when you study that, and then out of one of Cameron's favorite gilts, I'll tell you that I love to feed out of gilt litters, and most of the boars at our place over the last 10 years have been out of gilt litters. There's something to that, I think, because there's always that progression. So always keep that in mind. Again, the little guy, one of the smallest ones that's been in the ring, he fits exactly what size he is and the way he should be and the way he handles everything. Again, that same night skull and ear set and shape to his upper blade and all that you would come to expect. Very good. Again, classifying Hampshire that I think feeds right into March.
We'll drop in another 45-liter male pig and again, a litter. Their mom is a wide awake 2020. Again, I talked about that one sow. Their mom's a Calico gilt out of Wild Ride's mom, sired by wide awake. And this pig's a Trippy, the boar at Litner's. He'd be tagged 31. Again, 45-liter male pig. Again, another one of those Hampshire marked ones. We keep talking about that. We've had a lot of belts this fall, and maybe I've been harsh on the Hampshire ring, so maybe if some of these don't get along, I'm probably going to look like an idiot. But take it for what it's will. I think you buy belts. I think you can get along down here in our state.
Yeah, I don't know who set and what the preview order, or if there was a scenario of that, but this is a very, very good pig that comes through, and again, out of a good litter, one of the smaller ones. That, again, first impressions, head shape, skull shape, arm shape, and got a big hind leg and a long hip that uses the right shape to his hock. That's a good pig as you're getting to start in. That's probably a Houston, probably an OIE, but definitely I still could see. Again, we're in August. That could be a San Antonio Division I, pretty easy in my mind still too.
Drop in our first group of consigners and Marty and Zach there and Wall, and I'll be honest with you guys. I went through there the other day to look at their farm sale set and was absolutely blown away And the number of banners that they hang down there, if you'll pay attention, is astronomical, if you will, especially in this breed hog deal. They bring us a trio, a mixed bag of breed hogs, and I think the one they're going to lead off with is the Chester appearing male pig. He'd be a WD-40 ice. I know I looked at some out of the board Hagen and them bought last time. I think this pig fits the bill. Similar type and kind, and the white down-eared ring. I wanted to buy some of those. We didn't end up getting one bought. I thought they were incredible. This pig hits the ring, and it gives you the same look. And then we drop in. We got a Yorkshire and a spot. I guess the Yorkshire would be an all-out war white lightning. The up-eared white one there. Again, we looked at some of those of ours. These all-out wars, and this pig in the ring here. Extremely big forearmed, awesome looking, awesome head and ears. Extremely short-bodied with a loose athletic hind leg. The white up-ear deal needs no introduction from the Wysoons. We've been fortunate enough to feed some of those and gotten along extremely well. And then that'd be tag 61. And then tag 62 is the spot. He'd be a Big Daddy mattress pad. Marty was talking to me on the phone. He's like, I don't know. Should I bring 2 or 3? He said, I got a spot I love. He's got a smashed ear. I said, it doesn't matter. When they're good, they're good. This pig hits the ring. Look up front. Just extremely short-bodied, square hind leg. Good trio of breed hogs from the Wysoon crew. We're grateful to have them. Thanks, Marty and Zach. These guys are on a tear. These pigs look outstanding.
Well, again, you just talk about the Wysoon deal, and I got to go by there for the first time this time, and they're the guys that make the miles. They go, I mean, they've been to our place. They go to the Midwest. They go all over. They do their homework, and they stay true to their convictions. And when you can unload this afternoon 3 different breeds that all look like this in one setting, I mean, it speaks for itself. Commends to them. That is an incredible trio of pigs in my mind that, again, are the right size, the right colors and shapes for their breed. Todd sitting at the end of the table and hung banner after banner and that spot division with these guys. That's a very, very good trio of pigs, regardless of which one you like the best. They should be proud of all 3 of those.
Guys, again, we're going to talk to consigner pigs. If you come back tomorrow night, they'll tell you more about the sow lines and pedigrees behind these pigs. We're just going to talk about the firms and the pigs in the ring tonight. If you're interested in that, I encourage you to grab one of them after and go study their pigs, because the set they brought last sale was deep. This set looks like much of the same. And we drop in a crew from Underdog, and we drop in a pig. Lot 28 will be the 24-5. He'd be a dad bod, baby daddy. I'm assuming that we're leading off with the belted pig. Yeah, obviously, just making sure that belted one hits the ring, and that is an absolutely whacked out looking one up front. Big feet, forearm, fuzzy-legged, all the adjectives you want to give him. This pig has. I talked to AJ, and maybe he was maybe not so much disappointed because I like the pigs they brought the first time. He said, you're going to love the pigs I'm bringing this time. They're absolute hammers. These 2 hit the ring. They're incredible. The second one they'll run is tag 60. He'd be a litter mate. He'd be a dad bod, baby daddy. Would be the Calico. It's not above my mind. I've seen some stuff down here. Maybe that pig makes a Berkshire one day. I don't care. Whatever you want to do there. Doesn't. Maybe a pig, in my mind, you can run him how you want, but that pig in the crossbred ring for me is just as good as any we've seen from the Underdog crew. Thanks for bringing these pigs. AJ, Mason, outstanding pair, Underdog Genetics.
No, I mean, there's not a lot to add that camera didn't say. I've got to see these guys drag some out at individual sales, and then when we were in Abilene a couple of weeks ago, go by their bid board there, and the pigs out of Dad Bod, they've looked just like this. Every one of them, they've hopped out regardless of setting. Their neck ties exactly where it's supposed to. They're that neat and geeky up front, and then still really bulky behind that as far as body shape, width, and muscle. They reach and flex off both ends. I mean, both of these do that just like the rest of them have. The comments on the breed classification, just get after it. Good pair of pigs from Underdog.
Drop in McKinley show pigs, and Matt told me, he said, we're going to bring some awesome ones to your sale. We want to be a part of it. They're always invited in my mind. Couldn't make the first go. We drop in tag 27 from McKinley. He'd be an alibi, breathtaker, never before. And then we drop in the other one from McKinley. It'd be tag 58, alibi, breathtaker, never before. Litter mates. The tag 27 is the one Hallie's on. And then Aubrey, the kind of off-belted, black-legged pig, would be the other one, tag 58. McKinley show pigs. I'll let Brockman tell you about them.
Well, again, Matt's from the other side of the county from us there in Montgomery, and apparently not here tonight and flying in tomorrow, which is not a surprise or a shock to anybody that knows Matt. But we've talked seriously, though, about the Hampshire classifying deal. And you get both of these out here and they do that, but it wouldn't matter if they were dark crosses, but it only adds to their value to me that they're Hampshire classifying. The more kind of traditional marked one that's kind of going across the center of the ring, I don't know if he's a San Antonio or if he's a Houston, but I know he's very, very good. That pig's got an awesome head shape. He's got an awesome build from the side. His chest is good. His arm's big. His back foot moves right and loose. That's a really good Hampshire classifying one. And mate brother there, I think maybe just not as far along, not maybe just as dense up front, but even rounder in his body shape, maybe a little shorter in terms of his body. Very, very good pair of pigs that Matt and Colby and John brought out to West Texas for the weekend.
Drop in the crew from Litner Show Pigs, and the one they're going to lead off with is a pig I got to see last weekend. Be the white pig. It'd be a white flag, trick 4, this tag 25. And if that one doesn't command your attention watching online or sitting ringside, then I think you maybe need to reevaluate the way you look at livestock, because that pig hit me like a ton of bricks there. I was looking at him in the nursery, covered in feces and just, he was clipped. He threw him back in there. This Litner crew had a heck of a farm sale, maybe one of the deepest sets. I know people don't want to say that about our first sale. In my opinion, Luke doubled that up last weekend. Sold some boars, sold some tremendous pigs. Tag 25, white flag, trick 4, and then tag 26, the little money line pig I got to look at. He's a money line. Cruel Intentions back on, I think, maybe one of them 13 litter sows there. Litter mate to Stracener's Bear a few years ago. I'm not for sure, but I'm just assuming. And then the blue pig will be his last one he runs. Will be tag 56. He'd be a Fun and Games Wild Ride.
Well, I think if I was looking at the sales sheet that Cameron stole away from me, that he's going to lead off with the belted one, and again, money line. Or you're leading off with the white one. Oh, I was reading the wrong money line. Leading off with the white one, and we'll still talk about the belted one and the money line deal. That just, again, from Swallows, and that boar's done a tremendous job. We got to have some of our first ones this time that I really liked. But to get to the white one and the blue one, if you weren't in the hill country last weekend to see, that was a tremendous set of white crossbred pigs. That I don't know if you could have made them any deeper, any more consistent. And we said that. And then you sat down and you look at these two. And I mean, they would have fit right in. They would have been in the upper end of that, in my opinion. Just looking at them right out here, that is an incredible white pig that gives you a beautiful look from the side. He's fuzzy-legged. He's very dense, and he's very attractive, and he's bred extremely well. The blue ones last weekend and Luke's were as deep, like I said, as they possibly could be. This one falls right in line with the rest of them. A little greener maybe than some of those that he offered last week, but the same build, the same kind. If you're serious about white ones, blue ones, or belted ones, Luke and Fallon are too, and many other breeds. They're great people and a great firm to get in behind. Very, very good set of pigs they've got in the ring.
Drop in one that jumped the gun, and good buddy again, all of our good friends, is Russell Canazy there in Fredericksburg. And we drop out the Berkshire male here. Directly in front of me will be his lead off. He'd be an upward back page. We got to have a few keystones last night when he arrived, and Russell kicked all his pigs out. Tremendous set. The Berkshire Hallie's on his lead off, tag 24. And then Russell's going to run the other Berkshire, the stouter one there, bulkier one that will be tag 54, be an upward, top it off, and then finish off with the Chester male pig. tag 55, burner phone, Ruchin, box office.
Again, Russell Canazy is prevalent in the off-breed and minor breed stuff as you could ask for. He stood the test of time doing that, and these particular two breeds especially, as well as others, get in and study. And again, size-wise, I think Russell could probably tell you the best where he thinks any of them would feed. I would recommend getting with him. I think, maybe the white one, down-eared one's obvious. The Berks could maybe split here or there, but again, Russell's continued this time to drag out pigs that are extremely high quality, and I know that the sow's behind them because of what he puts in at the house, what they're able to do. I tried really hard to buy a pig from Russell in this ring there about a month ago and come up a little bit short. I'm sure a lot of you did too. We'll probably see that can happen again tomorrow night just the same. Very, very neat pet set from Canazy Show Pigs.
Drop in. The next pair will be from JDF and a guy that needs no introduction in the Chester ring. He's going to lead off with the Chester male pig. They're going that Hallie's on there. He'd be tagged 22, fuss and fight, perfect fit. The belted pig, we kicked him out last night. Ultra big bone, stout mugged. He'd be a tag 53. He'd be a Kong, the king.
JDF, I can say the same thing that I said about Luke and the same thing that I said about Wisesoons, that multiple breeds and multiple times and at every level is extremely competitive consistently. And Jared, again, one of the younger guys in the deal that's just as passionate and is fundamental, him and his dad and what they're doing there, and do it again. And different breeds, obviously the Chester deal, they can speak for themselves. Kong on the belted one, again, a Wild Side Son that's at Laird's has been off to a tremendous start. Neat pair of pigs here that Jarrett brought to Cameron's sale.
Drop in the next pair, and we got a Berkshire pig and a belt there from D2 Livestock. He's going to lead off with the belt. I saw this litter there a few weeks back, and we saw some sell last weekend. Absolutely the best litter of pigs I've seen from Diaz. This tag 20 hits the ring, and he should command your attention. He's a Fear Not, Smoke Another. Just following the pigs this year. The Fear Not stud monkey deal, maybe our firm's a little bit behind in terms of using those two bores. I think we probably need to inject those back into a few. The pigs I've seen are absolutely tremendous. Again, D2, tag 20 is the belt. Tag 51 is the Berk. The Berk is an above and beyond under the table.
Well, as Cameron said, and having Stud Monkey and Fear Not there at the house before we sold them to Laird's last time, and selling Josh Little Seaman, he brought some of these out last weekend that were really good, and again, I think saved one for here that fits right in the mold and is just as good, if not better, than the ones he's already offered. That pig does the right things, just his body shape, his type and kind up front, and again, where those two boars have helped us so much is just the shape to their hock, their shape to their rear foot, their looseness behind, and that one does that really well. The Berkshire deal's been fun to watch, and that is a very, very good Berkshire colored one that comes out here. Again, I'll say the same things about him. I did the belted one. The way he uses his rear foot and his hock and everything behind has been harder for me to find, I think, in that particular breed as a whole. That one does it good, and then he puts it together above and in front of that really, really well. I think that's a very, very nice Berkshire pig there in tag 51.
Whose are these? Whose pigs are these? Oh, these are Cud. This will be Cud Farms. Again, Brad, a good friend of ours and a guy that the first sale there, he would have sold a pig that I absolutely loved. He brings us a pair of them again and tag 19 and tag 50 that are absolutely incredible. He's going to lead off with a belted pig, tag 19, Stud Monkey Kingdom Man, and tag 50 will be a set apart my. I'll let Josh tell you about these pigs. I'm sure he knows all about them.
Well, it's fun to watch your stuff and genetics work for other people, and I've got to see these once before, and I'll be honest with everybody around the ringside. I told Brad on this belted one when I was at his farm last time, whenever that was, 3-4 weeks ago. I said you need to highly consider keeping that one for your own kid and feeding on him. He told me the other day he was going to bring him here and offer him and tag him, and so again we talk about the Hampshire mark deal. We talk about how just amazingly impressed I've been with the stud monkey thing. His mom's another one that I have ultimate faith in, that Brad bought as a young gilt at perfect timing from us a few years ago. I think that's an awfully neat pig that, again, Hampshire classifies, I think goes to Houston, ties back to a lot of my very favorite sows at the farm. The black-ended one is set apart, again, that comes back to the Champion Cross there at LSU that Brad bought from us as a big open sow, or maybe as a bred there back a couple times ago. He was maybe the smallest pig that he showed me a month ago, and he was as green as could be, but he was one of my absolute favorite ones. It didn't surprise me at all when he said that was another one that he was going to bring to Cameron's. Like Cameron said, he dropped one in here last time that was one of the best ones he's raised. He sold for $25,000, and he should have been proud of it. I think he made it a serious commitment to bring another very good pair of Houston-sized ones, March OIE-sized ones, to Cameron's deal this weekend.
Drop in Hoff Shulty Genetics and a firm that have been buddies of mine for a long time. Nat, Chris, and Nick drop in a pig. Tag 21. He's an inclusive in-game hero. Grateful to have the Hoff Shulty crew here.
Again, you talk about Hoff Shulties, and again, folks that are just setting their convictions and going to do what they believe in, and try to build the kind that they like out of the genetic lines that they like, and the sows that they have faith in, the boars that they're placed if they need to, outside if they need to. But you always know that when you can set in and go with guys that have that compassion and drive to know what kind they want to make, and this one looks like that. His upper body shape's good. He's, again, we've talked about that before, a boxy build with a neat immature head up front. Again, a very good pig that I think would classify Hampshire if I'm seeing him right here in the ring. If you wanted him to, could show him as a crossbred as well, obviously. But again, the Hoff Shulty crew comes down. They don't come out of Oklahoma to Texas without a purpose and a plan, and that's apparent with the one they've got in the ring here.
Again, tag 21. He's an inclusive in-game hero. Inclusive is a money's-on icon. Hoff Shulty Genetics. Drop in the next crew, and a crew from Colorado, and a good buddy of mine, and maybe I find Christy maybe more of a friend. She's always just the backbone of the program there. If you don't know Christy Crane, you need to get to know her. She brought us a good pair of pigs here. Tag 18, Crane, and then the other one there in the ring will be tag 49. Tag 18 is a ringleader to the extreme. Be the wider belted pig there that Aubrey's on, and then tag 49, everyday hustle, heavy hitter. Thank you, Christy and Steve, for being a part of our sale.
Well, again, you talk about crane show pigs and awesome people that stand behind their livestock and what they believe in, and you know when you're buying one from them that it's not just that they're trying to sell you a pig and be done. They want to know how it turns out. They want to be a part of the deal, and they're just some of the nicest, best people that you can associate yourself with. You see these two come out, and they're what you expect crane to bring. Again, long-fronted, neck attaches where it's supposed to, a neat maturity pattern, but then still with a kind of bulk and bloom and width that you can feed them as easy as you'd like to, and kind of do in. Again, like we've said over and over tonight, I think these are the perfect size that you could take them home, let them dictate where they go. And kind of like I said earlier on Canazy, you can visit with them, with cranes, and they can tell you and maybe give you some guidance there. But pigs that look like they'll feed, that have a good build and a good pattern from the side, that just seem like they've taken a lot of the homework out for you, that are easy to feed. They've got the right spread and dimension in the right places. Nice pair there from Colorado.
Again, wider belt, crane, tag 18. The kind of half split-backed belted pig is tag 49. Drop in a guy that I asked to be a part of our sale is Kyle Canal there. If you guys don't know him, he ain't been around. He's won more than anybody the last few years. We forgot him in the first preview. Kyle, if you're tuning in online, we got this thing dialed in for you. Got him clipped up. Got him whip broke. This tag 23, I'll tell you a little backstory on this pig. Last weekend, I was trying to buy one at the established, and I couldn't get him bought. He brought a bunch of money. He said, hey, I'm bringing a litter mate to your sale. This tag 23, it'd be a deep state, quite frankly, Canal show pigs.
Well, obviously, Kyle's won as much as anybody and has the right to not need a lot of an introduction as far as his program. And I am happy that Cameron got this one up, and because it would have been a shame because I'm going to fly out before the sale tomorrow not to get to see this one. I don't know which pig he tried to buy last weekend at Established, but this one looks a whole lot like my favorite one that Kyle brought down last weekend. That build from the side, that length of hip, that shape to his hock. He's got a big arm and a big chest. You don't expect a pig that's that good from the side to be that stout coming and going. Kyle's had a lot of pigs this time that come out that look like that. Be paying attention. You never know what could happen. But that tag 23 from Canal Show Pigs should be high on everybody's list, in my opinion.
Drop in another consigner here would be Troy Cole at Cole Farms, and we get down to the last two. Troy, if you hadn't been paying attention, it makes me nervous because I've been trying to buy some of his pigs, and he brings some down-eared ones out every weekend. It seems like they're so high quality you can't touch them. If you look at these look expensive. I know he believes in them, these Chesters and this spot program. Troy's a guy that's our buddy. He's just getting started, but he's on a tear in my mind. He brings these down-eared ones out, and everybody should pay attention. He's brought some of my favorites out all year. Tag 17's a little Chester Aubrey's on. He'd be a blue collar. The board buyer sold to Laird there, and Bender would be tag 17. And then we jump in on the next two. The spot male will run second. He's tag 47, spot on, times change, DW. And we'll round out with the Chester there that London's on, tag 48, blue collar Bender, Cole Farms.
Well, Troy comes out again, and we've talked about solid black ones, and we've talked about Hampshires, and we've talked about Berkshires and potential Berkshires and everything in between. And then you sit down in here and you get to study spots and Chesters again that fit right in. I mean, this is Cameron and Ted and the consigners that have brought pigs. You can set in and cover the basis breed-wise and be very happy when you leave tomorrow night, I think. And Troy brought some of these down-eared white ones out last weekend that I thought looked awfully good. I didn't need a down-eared white one, so I didn't keep track. Don't know where they ended up, what they brought, but I bet they sold very, very well. I think these fit right in. Again, just for down-eared white ones, maturity pattern I think's really well. You hear buyers on the top side of that, and you can't think that does anything but make them better and better because, again, somebody that's won as much as he has. Nice trio of down-eared white ones there that Troy drags out from the hill country. or 2 white ones. 3 trio of down-eared ones. That one's got some white on him. It's getting late. Who's left? Alvis. Next in's going to be Alvis Show Pigs.
Just let Josh talk these. Another one of his cronies, and I guess some of his people and my people have been getting mixed up because they're all good people. I'll say that. Mason and Cody, they just started raising some pigs, and they've made a splash this year. Sold aboard a premium blend in our first sale. I buy the litter mate. I saw him the other day. That pig's just as good. Let me reiterate that. He's better than when I bought him for Mason the other day. I saw him there at the barn at that family's house, and he's incredible. We drop in tag 16 will be the leadoff, be the belted pig. It'd be a MAGA, which is the boar there at Moyers. Buckle up, my intention. Some really lined up stuff. If you study that pig there, he looks lined up. He's short-bodied, fuzzy, neat looking. And then we drop in to his second round. The one for Alvis will be tag 46, another litter mate, MAGA, buckle up, my.
Like Cameron said, Mason, Cody, and Whitney, or Cody, Whitney, and Mason, however you want to lay it out there, have, if you know the Alvises, they breathe in and out, sleep, eat, all the things, show pigs. That's what they do. It's what they love to do, and they do it as a family and do it the right way. These 2 pigs here are out of a litter mate to Mason's barrow that was reserved blue at Angelo last time, as a gilt that they bought from us, and then bred to the buckle up son there at Moyers. I think when you study them again, Hampshire classifying, that blue-eyed brother to their mom that Mason showed was one of my favorite pigs he's ever shown. He was very, very neat, and he was good the whole way through, regardless of what Cody thought. So, again, Hampshire classifying, I think versatile in size, probably Houston. Could you make them lightweight? San Antonio's definitely. Bred to the hilt on both sides of their pedigree. Neat pair there that Mason brought out for Cameron's second sale.
I just want to thank everybody for coming out. We'll have the preview tomorrow at 6. We'll have the sale shortly after. Kick through the pigs, ask the breeders. I'll tell you real quick, Todd and them are going to preview their pigs. It's right up the road. They're going to preview them starting 10-15 minutes. I encourage everybody. The pigs Todd's brought out, his consigners, they're going to be really good over there. Loved his pigs last weekend. Go check them out. They're going to preview them. I think their deal, they're selling them online. Don't quote me on none of this. They're selling them on tomorrow. Go check them out here in a second. Don't hang around here. Go find you some more good pigs to look at, and we'll sell them all tomorrow. I'm going to let Tad make a brief comment. Again, thanks for coming out. We like the set. The pigs look good. Thanks again.
Yeah, if you are sticking around, we traditionally feed our consigners. We've got plenty of food for everybody. We got fajitas, tamales. My son-in-law Gary's been cooking up all that. If you've ever, we love Gary. One of the things that he brought to our family is he's like a 5-star chef, and so y'all dig in back there and enjoy some quick eats.